One player bites his opponent whenever he gets angry, another player literally ended his opponent's career. And what about the time Wojciech Szczęsny got fined $20,000 because he took his smoking addiction to another level? Here are 5 crazy incidents of players going too far. When Courtois slept with teammate Kevin De Bruyne's girlfriend. Football is a sport full of emotion, and a lot of times players cannot control their temper on the pitch. Other times, however, what they can't control are their sexual urges around teammates' girlfriends. You can ask Courtois.
Oh my.
Courtois took things a bit too far when he had an affair with Kevin De Bruyne's ex-girlfriend. Rumours about a love triangle between Caroline and the duo first began in April 2013 when both players were signed by Chelsea. Courtois took being teammates to a different level. Well, recently it was revealed that she had slept with the goalkeeper as payback after De Bruyne admitted that he'd cheated on her. Caroline says she met the giant goalkeeper during a short visit to Madrid, where he was playing for La Liga side Atletico Madrid on loan from Chelsea. The then 21-year-old alleges that Courtois wined and dined her while she was in the Spanish capital and provided her with the engaging company that De Bruyne could not offer her during their 3-year relationship. KDB can't just stop delivering assists. They were not just Belgian teammates. Courtois and De Bruyne were Chelsea players at the same time but never actually played together. Well, today the pair are believed to have patched up their differences, although the Man City midfielder was said to be devastated upon hearing the news. The pair have even been reported to now laugh about it, but one can say that KDB has had his own fair share of revenge against Courtois. In February 2020, Man City visited Real Madrid in the last 16 of the Champions League as underdogs. Despite being a goal down, inside 5 minutes the Belgian produced a goal and an assist. KDB lifted his team up and in the process completed a personal vendetta against Los Blancos goalie Thibaut Courtois. Still, the cold-blooded look on KDB's face as he slotted home the penalty versus Courtois is thoroughly enjoyable to witness. Suarez biting opponents. But the next moment wasn't so enjoyable to witness. Okay, in football, it is common for players to push, punch, or even kick their opponents as a form of retaliation. But one player is known for going the extra mile just to hurt his opponents. That player is Suarez. And despite being one of the greatest players of his era, he can't resist digging his teeth into his opponents' bodies. I mean, looking at his teeth, I'd rather get stabbed by a knife. That's a joke, but Suarez wasn't joking when he went to do it 3 times while playing for 3 different teams. Having played 848 career games, the chances of Suarez biting another player are 1 in every 282 matches. For context, the odds of getting bitten by a shark are 1 in 3.7 million. During his time as Ajax captain, Suarez was banned for 7 games for biting PSV Eindhoven midfielder Bakal's shoulder in 2010. He was even nicknamed the Cannibal of Ajax, and that kind of stuck throughout his career. This was his last appearance for the Eredivisie Giants, but Suarez had only just gotten started. 3 years later, Suarez struck again, with Branislav Ivanovic being his next victim during a 2-2 draw between Liverpool and Chelsea in April 2013. Again, the incident was missed by the referee, and to add insult to injury, Suarez scored a later equaliser to rescue a point for the Reds. Well, on review, the FA slapped the forward with a 10-game ban this time, which crucially carried over into the next season. Another year, another shoulder, but this time Suarez had finally bitten off more than he could chew. For a 3rd time, he avoided immediate punishment after leaving bite marks on Chiellini in Uruguay's 1-0 win over Italy at the 2014 World Cup. However, on review, FIFA suspended Suarez from all football-related activity for 4 months. He was additionally banned for 9 international games, which prematurely ended his 2014 World Cup tournament. Not long after, Suarez joined Barcelona in a £75 million deal from Liverpool, but his lengthy ban meant he could not make his debut for the Spanish Giants until October 25th. Roy Keane takes revenge on Alf Haaland. Well, we could say Suarez just likes biting people, but one player's revenge tackle literally ended his opponent's career, or at least that is the common story. Roy Keane's brutal tackle on Erling Haaland's dad, Alf Inge Haaland, is one of the most infamous challenges in football history. It's rare that a player admits to going in to deliberately hurt an opponent, but Keane is a rare breed. By his own admission, he intended to effing hit him him hard. In the final few minutes of a Manchester derby at Old Trafford in 2001, the studs of Keane were launched into the right knee of his foe, and this left a lasting impression. The facts surrounding the incident, however, have become blurred over the years. While it's commonly said that Keane's tackle forced Haaland into retirement, it didn't. While it's true that it might have played a part in his decision to call it a day, he was back playing for the Norway national team 4 days later. The United captain had initially received a 3-match suspension and a £5,000 fine for the reckless challenge, but a further investigation was launched when a passage in his first autobiography allegedly represented it as a premeditated assault. Well, the pair came within meters of each other during the Manchester derby at the Etihad, with both on punditry duties for different broadcasters. In that match, City secured a 6-3 win over United, with Haaland Jr. grabbing a hat-trick. Well, 21 years on, Keane's foul remains the most notorious in the history of the Manchester derby, and it will likely remain that way for a long time to come. Wojciech Szczęsny couldn't wait till he got home, but perhaps what Keane needed was something to calm his nerves. Former Arsenal keeper Wojciech Szczęsny knows a thing or two about this. Many times after a tough game, players just need to clear their heads. Well, in the case of Szczesny, a cigarette was all he needed. He was rumoured to have a smoking addiction, but Arsene Wenger didn't have an issue with it until the time he got caught smoking in the shower after a game. But the keeper insists he was never caught in the true sense of the word and simply owned up to taking a crafty drag. The incident had occurred after a 2-0 defeat to Southampton, and to no one's surprise, Szczesny was at fault for both of the goals conceded against the Saints. I mean, he kind of needed a drag. Well, that wasn't Arsene Wenger's reasoning, as he fined the goalkeeper $20,000. Szczesny was not used in Arsenal's following game, and this was the last time he featured in an Arsenal shirt. That is brutal, right? Yeah. Want to know what else is wrong? You not subscribing to this channel. Click that subscribe button and don't forget to like and comment.